Howdy, fellas. Sorry I'm late. Had to get myself cleaned up. Wasn't looking so good. Not looking much better now either. How's everybody doing? Thanks, man. I was trying to get it on the first shot, but never happens. Hey, Robert. Hope you're doing well, man. Appreciate you stopping on by. Logan Hall, hello, sir. Maybe somebody can answer something for me. Paul Sellers, was he on PBS in England? He's a woodworker. I just discovered him on YouTube this morning. Hey, Carlos. How are you, man? Okay, I gotta. Yeah, I was gonna ask what. All I know is that a guy got his YouTube channel shut down, and that looks like it was the one. Yeah, Geezer, I just assume by the production quality that it's a PBS show. I could be wrong. Which is good. Like, he doesn't use a single power tool. But, like, watching him refurbish a Stanley hand plane that's 50 years old was pretty cool. Yeah, there they are. Howdy, fellas.
Hey,
Hi, Blue Shirt. You well?
I'm good.
Doing good. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, I'm just trying out a new headset.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Chip.
How's everybody going?
Hi to all the punters. Geezer, Carlos, Chip Gage, Robert Padilla, still at work. Oh, no. Yeah, Logan Hall. All the guys, all the regulars. Good to see you all.
Hey, EMT Master, hello.
Everybody, how are you guys? Good to see everybody.
What's going on with the Rich Buddy stream? Anybody know?
I don't know. I was on with him last night.
Okay.
Is he on again?
Well, he's streaming some what I think is a YouTube channel that got shut down yesterday.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Which is seems like a big conspiracy theory thing, but I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have no idea. I didn't even realize he was on.
Yeah. No. Yeah. How's everybody's weekend?
Quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. Pretty quiet.
So,
Thomas, do you know of a guy named Peter Sellers who may have been on PBS as a woodworker?
I know Peter Sellers, the actor.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sorry,
woodworker.
Paul Sellers.
Oh, Paul Sellers.
Yeah.
No, haven't seen him.
Okay.
You been following him?
I just found a YouTube channel this morning, and I've been watching it all day so far. And yeah, it just seems like a PBS style woodworking show. That's pretty
Nice.
awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a fan already.
Hi, Williams Watchers. You all right, guy?
Hey, Williams, how are you?
Right on.
Oh, it's a David Icke interview. Geezer says.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm not
don't know
sure.
about David Icke. He thinks he can see into the future and stuff, doesn't he?
I've never even heard of him, so
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes one of these people who makes predictions.
Cool. Why hasn't he predicted the lottery numbers and never to be seen again then?
good question.
Yeah, good question.
That's kind of the go-to. Regarding the Jubilee bracelet.
Yeah, I was gonna see if wait to see if Junior was here, but go ahead.
Strap code, possibly.
True. I have a
If
strap
anybody-
code Jubilee on my Seiko, and it's nice.
Are they available for a Rolex?
That I don't know. I doubt it, but you never know.
Yeah. I just kind of I didn't even really look into it yet, but thought I might bring it up. So just an idea.
Yeah, no, it's a good Jubilee bracelet. It's a real good one. Yeah.
Yeah, my only thoughts to help Junior Johnson on his search for a Jubilee bracelet. He's searching for a Jubilee bracelet for a date just, and my only thoughts were eBay, really.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
how's it going?
Hey,
Hey,
something.
Hi, Ness. You well?
Yeah, a little
Good
busy,
stuff.
but getting there. Yeah,
Cool. Good to see you.
yeah, same here. So Jubilee bracelets.
I'm trying to track one down.
Yeah, what was? Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I kind of looked into it a little bit, although I'm not a Rolex expert or anything like that. But the consensus on a lot of forums seems to be like track one down on eBay and get work done on it if necessary.
Yeah. That's probably the least expensive option. I don't know what direction Junior wants to go in. But if it was my date just, I would take it to Rolex and just, bite the bullet and have them get me a new Jubilee bracelet. Or he can try like Bob's Watches. They have some bracelets. David SW might have some as well.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
And hey, Williams Watches, Geezer, GMT Master, how are you guys doing? Yeah, but I think Jubilees aren't that rare, right? I mean, everything Rolex.
No, they're not.
Nothing Rolex is that rare. Well, nothing, right? I'm sure if you're looking for, I don't know, whatever, like the brand new Jubilee for a GMT or something, yeah, sure, that's going to be rare. But I think you can probably find an older used one, and worst comes to worst, you get it. Everything I've read is that even if it's got stretch and you need to get it fixed, it doesn't cost that much, right? Those was it the Bracelet Magician or whatever the guy's called?
Yeah, but isn't he in like the Far East?
There's a place called Rolly Works, I think, is it Hong Kong, I think?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I thought Blue Shirt maybe I saw that on Facebook, but I thought there's one guy in the U.S. that does it too.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I think maybe Rich Buddy sent one of his bracelets to get done. I'm kind of remembering. But I don't know. I'm with Geezer. I would just send it to Rolex and have them
I mean, how
buy
much
me a
can
new
it
bracelet.
cost? How much is it going to cost from Rolex anyway?
Right.
It's
Right.
it's not going to be like over $2,000 or anything.
And you're not going to have a worry, and it's going to fit right. It's not going to be too jingly jangly.
Yeah.
And
sorry, Blue Chat, I've just been corrected by GMT Master and Geezer. I think Rolly Works is in California.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, but there was like this, like the bracelet guru. He's somewhere in like Hong Kong or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
That
isn't he the guy that's related to that? Isn't he the guy that's related to Undone?
Yes, exactly, exactly. NS.
Mm.
You got a good memory. That's exactly who it is. And supposedly there's not a bracelet he can't fix, and he tightens them up to like they were almost new.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of those bracelets, all that's really needed is to be taken apart and put new pins in.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And my guess is that if there's a lot of play, they probably can put like pins that are a little bit bigger than the old ones.
Right.
So that's tighter. So yeah, but again, look, I guess it depends. If you're buying a really old dime a dozen, Datejust, like the kind of stuff that Theo and Era sells, but you're paying real value. So let's say you're paying just for the head of the watch, right? Like, I don't know, $2,500 or something like that. I guess going out and spending $2,000 on a bracelet will feel like a lot of money. But if it's a nice Datejust, what is it? A little bit of money to spend, right? If you're buying a really premium strap, like, something really good, you're still going to be paying at least $200-$300 anyway. So
right. I mean, a really nice Aaron Bespoke is what, about $300-$400 US. So I think it'd be well worth it.
Quickly looking on Chrono 24, and it doesn't seem like there's much in the way of that either. So maybe Rolex itself is the way to go.
Yeah, hopefully he'll pop on during the live stream. We can let him know. But I was looking for a good bit last night before ID guy came on.
Yep. It was another nice stream from ID guy.
Yeah, it was a great stream.
Yeah,
long
great one,
ago,
wasn't it?
but when it's like when you've been an hour 45 minutes in and he's still at the letter D, you're like, crap. I'm not getting out of here another hour.
Right. And you hate to even run to the bathroom or go get a drink because you don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, it's going to be another 3.5 hour stream.
I like his wristwatch streams. I just wish that he really needs to tell people, like, I'm only picking like one photo per person, right? Unless it's like an amazing like Patek or Lange or something. But you've got so many people sending in like 6 watches or something. It's like, guys,
Yeah.
What I've done is I've just sent him one watch, per week.
Yeah.
Picture of one watch just to space it out. But I didn't even realize he was going to be doing that this weekend. So I didn't send him anything. But
with him taking breaks, right? Like every couple of weeks, he seems to be taking breaks. So it's like his weekend streams are just wristwatch streams these days, like viewers wrist shot streams. But he said next week he might do like a normal stream. And GMT Master, I really don't know. I'm not a crazy Rolex guy enough to know if there's anybody that does restorations in Canada. I know that a few ADs will work on them, but I really don't know if somebody really does that. There used to be a guy in downtown Montreal that was a real like watchmaker guy that actually studied watchmaking and worked in Switzerland for a long time. But he's not that old, but he must be like maximum in his 50s, and he's still retired, and now he lives outside the city, so he probably would have been a good guy to do that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel a bit sorry for ID Guy, to be honest with you. What started off as a nice idea has turned into a full-time job, really, with the wrist shot streams, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I think his inbox has just become a wrist shot inbox.
Yeah, although he kind of did it to himself, because he started off like he said he would do it once a month, which I think would be reasonable, right? But then he's been doing it like every week, so I think once a month would be enough for that stuff.
He's just been overwhelmed with, so I think he's just
Yeah, I think you're right.
Been overwhelmed. His inbox. I mean, he's been saying his inbox has been overflowing with pictures, and he just it's just content for him, isn't it? I mean, you can't help but if you're receiving the photos, I mean, it makes sense to do the stream. I mean, and it's crowd pleasing stuff. It's great. It makes for a great stream, I think, as well.
Yeah, and in his defense, right, he is getting really cool content. I'm surprised. It's the total opposite of what we see on other channels on YouTube, right? He's not getting like just pictures of Explorer 2s and Speedmasters and Black Bays, right? He's getting like really tons of cool pictures, and what's really fun is that he's getting so much variety.
Right.
That when he does get like an Explorer 2 or a Speedmaster or something, you're like, wow, like a really cool, that Speedmaster is really cool, or that Explorer is really cool, right? Everything stands out because there's so much variety. So
yeah, and it really brings the community together with the audience participation side of things. I think really helps.
A lot of guys are taking decent quality pictures too, which really
they
helps.
are.
Yeah, they are true.
Yeah.
Hello, Orange Hand.
Hey, Orange Hand.
Yep.
Hi, Orange Hand. You well?
Mess.
So,
what are we talking about today?
I thought we might take a look at some brown dials. Seeing as we'd done a few different colored dial themes over the past few streams, we might take a look at some brown dials.
Sounds good.
Yeah. What is it? Tropical? Does that count as brown?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, because they didn't start out as brown.
Yeah, no. I think we should limit ourselves to what started out as brown.
Yeah. Okay, good. Because you could track down different shades of brown and beige and everything, So good.
I just stuck one that just came out in the private chat.
Yeah.
And I forgot to put on the end brown dial.
Yeah. Absolutely beautiful example, this one.
Yeah, I think all the ones that came out with that dial color, because they all came out with it, right? I think all the variations of the 56, they're all beautiful.
the time only, and the complete calendar.
Yeah, they're all beautiful. Really.
They are.
And I'm gonna queue a few up in the private chat.
Good man.
Excellent. So how well does brown and gold go together?
I think
Really
it goes.
well.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it goes really well together.
Yeah.
Although I do think rose gold goes better
Yeah.
than
Mhm.
yellow gold with brown.
True.
Yeah, it just has that
Yeah.
edge, doesn't it?
It's a warmer tone.
Mm-hmm. Good choice. Is this 56 sepia brown? Nice.
Yeah, the brown dial just came out at Watches and Wonders.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous. I think this is my favorite color of the 56.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be. Yeah, I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, the blue is very nice,
It is.
but I find it is really, really nice. I have absolutely nothing against the blue. Absolutely nothing. I want to make that clear. But this one just feels like a dress watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The
It
brown
does.
one.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool.
And in the rose gold with the moon phase, it's outstanding.
So it's a
Mm.
40mm watch, this, isn't it? I think it's a 48-hour power reserve. I think it's the caliber 1326 pink gold. It's 30 meters water resistance, but you wouldn't want to be taking a $20,000 watch into the water.
No.
Yep. No. This that's the type of water resistance is you get caught in the rain, pull the sleeve over it, and
Yeah, exactly.
it
Yeah,
might be okay.
it's got a sapphire case back, so you can see the movement. But did they go in-house with the movement on this one, NS?
The calendar, yes, not the time only. Although the time only is a Valfleury movement, right? Which is
Correct. Yes, you're right.
It's Richemont's dial manufacturer, so it's not completely in house, but it's kind of like cousin's house. The one thing I'll say though about those watches, right, and a lot of people gave them a lot of crap for not being in house, the time only, but to me, that still follows the spirit of those dress watches.
Correct.
Because up until not too long ago, none of those were in house. They were all JLC movements or whatever other company would provide the movement. So to me, that is just as classic a Vacheron watch, dress watch, as anything else. And
Agreed.
yeah, and the last thing I'll say about that is the same people that criticize this watch for not having an in-house go completely bananas for the Royal Oak that has the JLC movement because, well, originally it had the JLC movement. So okay,
Right.
then
Right.
Yeah.
Before we move off of this, Flip, and I put a link in the private chat to a picture from Watches and Wonders for the specific watch that we're talking about.
Okay.
I'm on the bottom underneath the two NS posted. Just so the punters can get a good look at it.
Ooh. One of these.
I think it might be the top left one.
No, that wasn't what I sent. Maybe it was by accident.
Go back to the Watches and Wonders and see if we can find her there.
Yeah, it's definitely there because that's where I am.
Okay.
It's under Vacheron Constantine. And diving into images, and it's 56 complete calendar. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this watch is an in-house movement.
Yeah, the triple calendar
Mhm.
or whatever they call it, complete
Yeah,
calendar.
complete
moon
calendar.
phase. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it's got a nice little moon phase at the bottom there, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'd have to check exactly what movements inside, but it's probably the same as the historic calendar one, right? Should be.
Well, this is an auto, and the
That's
1942
true.
is a manual.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Hmm. Wonder what movement it's got.
There we go. It's really a beautiful watch.
Yeah. Now, normally I like a little bit of busyness, but I could do without the moon phase and the date compared to
Okay.
this.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Then you have the time only.
Yeah, which is unusual for me. That's not my style normally, but this is.
Yeah, I think the time only looks really classy.
Yeah,
It does.
but so does this.
Yeah.
So does that. Very good choice. Did we see this one last time?
When we were
I'm
going
not
over watches and wonders, I think we
I don't
did.
think, did we?
No?
Not the
I'm
brown.
not sure whether we looked at this one. We
I
looked
think
at the overseas with the gold bracelet, but I don't think
Right.
we.
Okay, we looked
this-
at the
we checked
56.
this one out. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Good thing we caught it this time.
yeah.
Good choice.
It's just classic and understated.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
All right.
NS
Jump on
NS has got a great one next.
the Cellini Jewelers.
Yeah, the Urban Jurgensen.
Mm.
I'm honestly not always crazy about that brand and what they do, but
Hmm.
that's still a really nice watch.
Yeah, this one's 40 millimeters, 72-hour power reserve. It's 20 pieces.
Wow.
It's 29,900 Swiss francs. Walnut brown dial with finely blued hands. In-house P4 caliber with Swiss lever escapement and thin twin barrels. Alligator leather strap with a solid gold buckle and clasp. Rose gold hands and rose gold hand polished numerals. And beautiful gear shade dial with a crosshatch small seconds and teardrop lugs. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love that owl hand with the
Yeah.
circle on it.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, it was a 2018 limited edition, this one.
Yeah, they're a cool brand. They do cool stuff. A little bit expensive in my view, but and Geezer, yeah, that's I posted that. We'll look at that soon. But yeah, they're a little bit expensive, but I like the hands. I like the look, and they have a really cool British racing green edition right now to benefit the whole COVID-19. So,
Oh, really?
yep.
Oh, that's good of them. That's interesting.
Are there more pictures of this guy?
No, there's not. They don't have that many pictures. I found others on other sites, but it's a cool example of a nice brown dial. But
It is.
that's pretty much all there is to see about that watch.
Right.
The next one I posted is another Vacheron. I figure we should look at it. The overseas with the brown dial. It's also a very nice watch.
Was that a new release this year as well, NS?
No, I don't think so. I think they had it last year.
Mm.
Might have
Right.
been last year though.
Yeah, I think it may. It's a recent, quite a recent
Mhm.
release, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can hear
sure,
you.
can blue shirt. Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
Cool. I was just playing around with my mic.
Loud and clear.
Thank you.
Of course, we have the chrono and all the other variants, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a
Yep, this is the one I was gonna. I had this on my list as well.
Mhm.
Oh, nice close up.
Yeah, lovely color tone, that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the striations and it's just really, really nice.
It is,
It's a
isn't it?
lovely shade of brown. And again, even though the fact that it doesn't have stop seconds drives me absolutely crazy, you really can't get more bang per buck than this watch.
Yep, I think it's if that's the type of watch that you like. What I really like is also it comes with the 3 straps. I
Right,
know this
right.
is going to sound stupid, but it's really cool to have. If you're going to get a bracelet, that you get the leather and the rubber.
Right, and a deployant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all from the factory, and
Yep.
it's
So when you're at the office, you have the bracelet. If you go out to dinner, you can put the leather band on. If you want to hop in the pool, you put the rubber strap on. You can't beat the versatility.
yep.
Yeah. That should just be industry standard at this point.
I agree.
They're just added value to what they're selling.
Yeah, and one of these watches is not a drop in the bucket. It's a lot of money.
That is a very cool bracelet too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
I've tried the overseas bracelet. It's one of the most comfortable bracelets I've tried, to be honest with you. It's so comfortable. So the Generation 3 bracelet. It's such a comfortable bracelet.
Nicely paired with all the brown leather in the background.
Mm.
So that's the best way to accessorize. Like, I never would have considered a brown leather or a brown watch, but I'm a fan of brown leather, so
Yeah, it's
something
really
to
nice.
consider. Yeah. I don't know why this one's all giant, but can't do anything about it.
Now that's a nice shot, isn't it?
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, the loom shot, very nice.
Yeah.
It's just a great all-around watch.
I didn't even notice they've got, I don't know what you'd call it, how in this minute track, like outside of that minute track, you're back into the, I don't even know what you call it, to be honest. Just the different.
A micro minute track.
Yeah.
Well, it's your second track, right? Basically, with all the indices that your automatic watch should hit, right? And one of the cool things of doing it that way with 2 separate tracks is that then you can have all the different hands that are different lengths hit an actual track, right? So in this case, the hour indices are very long, so your hour hand always hits them. So with your minute hand, then your second hand as well. So it's kind of a cool way of having everything touch it. Plus, then you can reuse the similar dial for your chronograph.
Right. Yeah, it's very cool.
Yep.
I was just impressed that they got the grain pattern going back to straight out from center.
Hmm. Yeah, it's like a sunburst type of dial.
Yeah.
And the next one I posted is that's more for Blue Shirt, but it's for me as well.
Okay, now you got me intrigued.
I'll be honest.
I didn't peek in the private chat,
Yeah.
so
It's the blog to watch link. Yeah, that's a nice one.
beautiful,
Gold.
absolutely
Nice.
beautiful.
That's a tribute as well, isn't it?
Yeah, the ultra thin
It's
tribute
on a Casa,
1931.
on a Casafagliano strap as well.
Yep, it's got everything. You know, I'm not a crazy fan of gold, yellow gold, or whatever reversos, but this one is just,
Yeah, it's breathtaking.
yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
I love those straps, those
Yeah.
Casafagliano straps, the way they fold over onto the front
And
of the strap.
As
Look
nice
gorgeous.
as nice as those straps are, Thomas, on their normal ones, it looks so cool on this one because the stitching is almost golden, right?
Yeah,
It just
yeah, correct.
this is as far as gold reversos, this is the perfect gold reverso.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
in my
right.
mind.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed. And the strap makes it, gives it a little bit of a sporty flair, but still it's quintessential dress watch. Man, that's nice.
Yeah.
You sold me, NS.
Hey, it's I've looked at that watch many times.
That's a beauty. Are there any more pictures? I hope.
And Geezer, you're absolutely right. I will find a carry brown dial. I know exactly where to find one.
the geezer pleaser.
Yeah, I put one. We'll take a look at it in a moment. I mean, this one is.
Oh,
it's
shit.
just.
Sorry.
No worries.
And again, what I like about, yeah, exactly, Geezer. that's where I got it. What I like about the tribute to 1931, again, even though I really like the new blue and burgundy tributes, the tribute to 1931 just has the better hands. I find.
Yeah, agreed.
I want to go back to that one myself, actually, if that's okay.
Sure. You got the con.
Gotta read up on this. Okay.
Did you look at that? I'm going to hunt down another few. Lost the link.
Oh, I'm not even sharing this, am I? Sorry, guys.
No, you're not. It's okay, man.
I'm just gawking,
It's okay.
admiring. My bad. I want to know more about that strap.
Yeah, look at that.
See what it's
Beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's thin and just.
That's a nice shot. It's too pretty.
Now this comes in a blue dial as well, right? NS. Oh, he's muted himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. They did the gold one in blue. I'm not. Those were all like the special edition 1931s. They did a few that were gold. I don't remember which colors, but yes, I think there was a blue one.
Yeah, I'm with you, Geezer. I really love that reverso. It is really nice.
Yeah, sorry if I'm giving you guys other watches to.
No,
No,
no, no, no.
You're good.
It's
No,
awesome.
no.
I would love that one in steel. Doesn't even have to be gold.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, in steel. I mean, in steel though, the blue one, the green one,
Yeah.
the red one. The green one is just awesome. Oof.
I love the rouge one in steel. The red
Yeah.
one.
Oof.
Beautiful.
Just,
Even the one there with the black dial. That's
Oh,
beautiful
black
too.
dial with the syringe hands.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
yeah, the reverso. There's to me that's like the reverso as its own ecosystem.
Oh, there's the blue there in the
Almost.
corner.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's like thousands of models that exist, and you can find such cool things. And they've done so many special editions that were very different over the years.
Mm.
Oh,
Really
this is
cool.
one that caught my eye. The one on the right, the Tiger's Eye. It was
Yep.
one of the Atelier editions.
Mhm.
This they did in just let me check.
Didn't
We can call
look
that
at
brown,
those?
right?
Yeah, we looked at those. Remember when we did the green watches?
Mm-hmm.
I think you brought it up, Thomas.
No, I didn't bring that one up. It's a 2017 release. This it was done with JLC. It won the Italia Reversos to celebrate the 85th anniversary of the Reverso.
Hmm.
They did a Tiger's Eye stone, a military marble green stone, and
Look at that
a
blue.
blue dial. But the military marble green and the Tiger's Eye ones were absolutely stunning. They really were amazing. You can see they've put the inlaid stone onto the dial. If you check those out, Zippo, there
Wisconsin
you can
and
see the
watch
the
guys.
marble on the dial. It's just amazing.
Mm.
Wisconsin watch guys saying he almost got the tribute green one. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, these were $8,400 in 2017. 28.3 millimeters, 40 hours power reserve, and used the caliber 854-8-A-2. Look at that Tiger's Eye one.
Wow.
It's just stunning. Absolutely
is.
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny on I think the last Roman Scharf video where he goes to the show, maybe in Florida or something, from beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
He says, how, you have to be honest with your clients and this and that, and they talk about JLCs at some point and say, look, you're never going to be able to. You'll never see a JLC at over MSRP. That's never existed. And I thought, have you tried finding those, that blue, that green, or that red reversal for under MSRP? That's that would be quite the feat.
For sure.
So the next one that we have after those, there's it's two links that are going to make Geezer happy. Actually, the next three are pretty cool. Oh, sorry, the ones after that. Although this one is still cool.
That is
Yeah,
kind
we've
of
got
cool.
Cellini. We don't often see Cellinis, do we?
Mhm.
No.
Yep.
That's
Very
a nice
nice.
one. Yeah,
It is.
lovely.
Yeah, I thought this one is like it's simple, right? And
Mhm.
it's really, really overpriced, new, but given that you
Oh,
can probably get that at 50% off,
It's
right?
got a lovely sunray dial, hasn't it?
Yep.
The
Yeah, with
sunray pattern
texture
on it.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. You got to wonder how these things got lost in the Rolex world.
Mhm.
The problem about the Cellinis is they're way, way, way too pricey for what they are, right? They're when you look at the movement and everything else and the finishing, they're really more like entry level dress watches,
Mhm.
but they're priced at I don't want to say like high end dress watches, but they're priced way too much for entry level. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's hard to justify Cellini over, let's say, um, a JLC in my mind.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And given that you're going to get a discount when you go and get a Vachon for similar price, it's really hard to justify getting a Cellini over like a
Yeah.
Vachon, right?
That's a very good point.
Just you know,
But if you're going to be looking for anything like this, you're going to be looking elsewhere at the same time, and you'll find plenty of options out there.
yeah. Mhm.
Never rules. All right. Not too bad.
But the Cellini Moon at like a discount, I totally agree that that would be a nice watch to buy.
Yeah.
I guess it's just scary, right? If you're a consumer, you go in, you're probably not necessarily expecting you're going to get a discount because it's Rolex. So I'm
Right.
sure some people just don't even give them a second look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's quite expensive, isn't it? 22,000 Canadian.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, our prices are a little bit high because of exchange rate, right? But literally, if we take MSRPs before you talk about a discount, right?
Mhm.
The Reverso Tribute Moon is probably like maybe $8,000 less than this.
Mhm.
So it's I know this is rose gold, but it's starting to be expensive. You could
Yeah.
probably get a Reverso in gold for that price.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think so.
Well, the whole, precious metal, the upcharge you pay for that is unreasonable.
Yeah,
To me, like,
look, it is. I think it's always been unreasonable, especially when a bracelet's involved. Um, but you're usually able to get on gold pieces a certain discount depending on the brand. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, look, I think everybody, even on steel, people are overcharging on some level. So,
yeah, that's true too.
you know, yeah.
All right.
Okay, the next few, those are
That's for Thomas.
Geezer. Yeah.
The geezer.
Geezer.
The
Okay.
Geezer
Dijon.
pleases.
Actually, you did skip the Dijon ones. That's why we're.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's okay.
Okay.
Let's look at this one, and we'll go
We can
back
go
to the
back.
Dijon after.
Yeah.
So yeah, nice scary root linen 28 with a brown dial.
Looks very like the Urban Jurgensen, doesn't it? This one.
Yes. Well, that's the thing about Urban Jurgensen. Urban Jurgensen looks very much like a Breguet and a root linen.
Mhm.
Obviously, Kerry root linen had that aesthetic first. Um, but yeah, this is a very classic Voutilainen model. The case,
But
everything.
costing a lot more than the
Yes.
Urban Jurgensen.
But with a very nice chocolate dial, brown dial.
So
Yeah.
this one says sold. Is that meaning that there was only one, or did they just sell it?
Well, the thing about Carry Voutilainen is that there always is just one of every watch, right? They're all custom
Piece unique.
watches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Geezer, is that right? Carrie actually used to work for Urban Jurgensen.
Oh, right.
Learn something every day. But yeah, look, the way it works with Carrie is you can certainly look at a watch that he's made before and decide, okay, I want this exact watch, and they'll make it for you. But because every watch is made by hand, and you sort of go through it's not like you go on his site and go through a shopping cart and buy it. So usually they're all different. Even if, let's say, you like this exact color scheme, you might want a different pattern on the dial, right? So like a more like a different guilloche, or so they can vary a lot.
Is Geezer? Is this the one? The picture? We can look at them all. Actually, why not?
It's just like so many little nice touches.
Yeah.
He says the next image.
Does anybody know what the price of this is?
It's a lot.
Yeah, over 100K. Easily
Yeah,
over
it's
100K.
usually about 100.
200K?
I think it must be around 100, something like that. Oh, this was Geezer saying this was listed at 58,000 pounds.
Oh,
So, yeah.
really?
100,000 Canadian about.
Right.
The British pound is surprisingly still very high against the Canadian dollar.
Our dollar's just tanking too, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean tanking.
Yeah.
Like 5%, right? 5 to 10%. It's not like it went down 20% or anything like that. But
yeah, true.
It looks worse than it is because it was already very low before.
Yeah.
So.
It's a stunning watch, no doubt.
Yeah. And do try to look at the Watches TV thing they did on Carrie, where they tour his factory. Because what was really cool is the little cabinet where they keep the settings for their machines to make the dial patterns, and it's just so cool, right? That every time they do a new pattern for a client, they'll like write it down exactly how their machine was set, so they can redo it later on. That's
really very cool.
Is that a video on YouTube?
Yeah, on the channel, the Watches TV.
Okay.
So yeah, so the two that we skipped after that are the two jaune ones, what they call the Havana dials. Those are beautiful.
Yeah, they did an Octa automatic reserve and the Octa automatic loon in the Havana dials, didn't they?
Yeah, and they also did the Chronomètre Souverain as well.
Right. Yeah, they used a mixture of gold and ruthenium, which is a platinum group metal. to produce a warm brown color that shifts in depth as the light changes to get this coffee sort of chocolate colored dial on the Havana. It's beautiful.
And you want to hear something hilarious?
Sure.
Go on
2
then,
years
Alex.
ago, 2 years ago, if you'd go on Chrono 24, the Havana dial Chronomètre Souverain was always the cheapest one. Nobody wanted that watch. The watch that
Really?
you see on your screen right now. It was always the cheapest out of all of the Souverain.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Really? Nobody wanted that?
Well, I mean, I would say, I'm sure some people wanted them, but they were always priced the lowest out of the Souverain. And I remember there were like a couple of those. They were on Chrono 24 forever. They weren't selling. I kept looking at them, but even then, even 2 years ago, that was a little bit too much for what I wanted to spend on, right? I looked at that and figured that's 2 watches. But then again, that's right around the same time that I saw a Chronomètre Bleu for 25 and said, bah, they're asking for so much over a list. That's
Yeah,
insane.
because this came out in 2015, didn't it? And it was
Yep.
$44,000. This one.
Well, when it
Which is
came
a
out,
lot,
but
a
those
lot
were,
of money. Yeah.
you could get them a few years ago. You could get them for a lot cheaper than what
Really.
they. Yeah,
How much do they go for now?
that's a good question. I don't know if the Souverain prices have exploded. Let me check.
Yeah, it's got a platinum case, which
Of
is
course.
gorgeous.
Yeah, the gold one is the one that you could usually get for pretty cheap.
Right. But then again, the gold, as we discussed earlier, the gold goes with the brown dial, doesn't it? The rose gold. It's gorgeous.
This looks much better.
Yeah, I'm looking on Chrono 24, and at least in Canadian dollars, I think from that time, the Chronomètre Souverain has probably went up at least 10,000 Canadian. And given the change in exchange rate, let's say maybe they've probably gone up like 8,000 or something.
It's a beautiful watch. No doubt.
So do
And
you
the
think
Octa
since
and
the
Octa. No,
do
go
you
ahead,
think
Carl.
since the Chronometre Bleu came out, more attention has been sort of
Oh, on the bracelet. That's
diverted to the brand?
Yeah. I think maybe not since the Chronomètre Bleu came out, because at first, I think even Geezer said, right, you could get them with a discount when you would buy a Chronomètre Bleu at first. But yeah, when the Chronomètre Bleu started taking off, this one definitely went down in price. I mean, personally, I do like the Chronomètre Bleu's dial more, right? I think it's so beautiful. But I do prefer on a manual, having a power reserve like that.
absolutely.
But I would still, given the chance, I'd still take the Bleu over this one. I'm not going to lie or anything. But yeah, I do like having a power reserve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That bracelet is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is nice, isn't it? Yeah.
And Tim also has said that their bracelets are some of the most comfortable bracelets. And I think they sell for, I don't remember how much the bracelets cost, but it's stupidly expensive.
Yeah, didn't he say the bracelet's like 20 grand or something like that?
Whoa.
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember if it was like 10 or 20, but it was something like that. Pretty crazy.
That's just crazy. Okay.
Yeah, and he did the other links are the Octa Lin and the 2 Octas. It's a nice watch too.
Is this one the same? Same one? Oh no, a little
Yeah,
different.
so it's the octa date and then the octa lin for moon. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
I've seen them a few times. They're beautiful watches.
Yeah, gorgeous.
And so Tom Halleck had an interesting video about the new Resonance, and he was saying how the octas with the dates, the first ones, kept having problems, and the date would break and things like that, and how kind of peculiar it was for, the fact that the guy had just done the Resonance and he had done the Tourbillon and all these great watches, but they had trouble getting a super simple complication that everybody does just right.
Wow, Geezer's saying Collected Man listed a pre-owned platinum adjustable Journe deployant for 6,750 pounds this week, but it's already reserved. That's just for the buckle.
Oof.
Wow. Just a buckle.
So that's almost 10 grand just for the buckle.
But that doesn't surprise me at all because it's jaune, and
It's platinum.
yeah, it's platinum. When I emailed the Canadian, one of the Canadian Moser ADs, I figured, hey, I really like deployants. I really should get a deployant for my Endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in white gold. And I asked, and the response was 4,100 Canadian plus taxes. So
Yikes.
I figure for platinum and jaune, you probably multiply that by 3 or 4. So
Wow.
I'm not surprised. I'm sure that's 6,750 pounds. That's probably a good deal too. So.
I got one coming from Amazon for $14.
Yeah. So we looked at the Carry, we looked at the Rolex. The next one that I posted was an Omega, so small.
Oh, nice.
Change of pace, but an expensive Omega. Yeah, Geezer, I think so. I think a gold Patek deployment is probably like in the 4,000 to 5,000 range as well. So
yeah, I think that's what Archie paid for his deployant.
Yeah, so I would assume that platinum is very expensive. So yeah, this one is a Seamaster with brown dial and brown bezel.
Sedna Gold.
Mm-hmm.
It's Omega's, what they call it's Omega's brand of gold, isn't it? That's Sedna Gold.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Probably something you don't want to buy new.
Right.
But it's a nice watch.
Trying to figure out what that is. What does that say underneath the handset there?
Coaxial master chronometer, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something else engraved in there.
Oh, that's the what the hell is that again?
Something for
it's the makeup of the dial, the chemical makeup of the dial.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
Yeah. I can only see 2 of the letters.
And here, at least, you're probably paying a ton of money, but you're getting more of your money's worth in gold because you have like that huge helium escape valve.
Right.
That adds to the weight.
They're not shorting you in gold on this one.
Yeah, they're giving you an additional little nugget of gold right there. Yeah.
Good choice, Ennis.
Very.
Oh, and Geezer has another. Geezer, I'm going to take a look at that. I'm going to cue it in the chat. Because I think after this,
Narrow T.
Blue Shirt and Thomas have a few.
Thank you, Chip. That answers the question. Appreciate
There you go. Good man, Chip.
it. All right. Okay. Okay. Blue Shirt will go to yours on Chrono 24.
Sounds good.
Some $30,000.
30
Wow.
grand. But so that's the Daytona and Everose
Mm-hmm.
ceramic dial.
That's got a lovely dial, though, hasn't it? That's a really nice color.
Ceramic bezel, I mean. And beautiful brown dial.
I think it looks great on the strap as
Yes,
well.
it does. It does. That
Does,
watch
doesn't
really, really goes well on the rubber strap.
It matches the numerals, doesn't it? I think it's on a leather strap there, is it?
Yeah,
That
this
one
one
was,
is
yeah.
on a alligator, I think, but
Yeah, it matches those black numerals that are on the
Yes.
brown dial.
You're right.
Really
That one-
nice.
That one is a leather, but it looks particularly good on the rubber strap
yep.
as well.
That one, and also on the rubber strap, I've got to say, even the white gold and the yellow gold look pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder
It's
how
one of
much one of them
Yeah.
rubber
It's one of
straps
those watches that is cool if you want them, right? I wouldn't buy that to get my AD to sell me something else, but if I wanted it, I would say
Yeah,
it's a
no.
nice piece.
Yeah.
I agree. You have to love this, but it's just cool.
Very. Ceramic bezels are incredible.
They are.
Like even a shitty one that I had looked great. So much better than aluminum.
Yeah, Carlos, I agree. And the thing about rose gold is everybody's rose gold is very, very different. So some actually go better with some color dials than others.
Agreed. I'm not a huge rose gold guy, but I like the Everose from Rolex.
Yeah, it is. I prefer the Everose to the yellow gold that Rolex do.
Yeah.
The problem with the Rolex yellow gold is that I still think it's a bit too much on most of their pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I get how on the President it's kind of a classic.
Correct.
But on a lot of their pieces, it's a little bit too much.
Yeah.
This one's got enough going on that it's not so in your face.
Right. No, I completely agree, NS. On most Rolexes, if I'm going gold, I'm going white gold.
Yeah.
And Carlos says that his wife has a lady president with a chocolate dial on a shortlist for next year.
Oh, there you go.
Very nice.
Right.
Well,
Don't
Geezer,
tell my
it's,
wife about that.
Yeah, Geezer, I really like the white gold too, the Daytona, the white gold on Oyster Flux.
Yes.
How careful do you have to be with white gold?
Very.
Yeah.
Like any gold watch, you're gonna scratch
Yeah.
it, right? That's why these watches aren't. Don't let the watch fool you, right? They're not sport watches,
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
at
They're not.
all.
Right. They're not. These are dress watches for sure.
I mean, unless you don't care, right? That's why you have a lot of old, cheap Rolex presidents, right? The older ones with the older bracelets and everything
Mhm.
that have a ton of scratches, because a lot of the people that bought those watches were, could actually afford them. They bought them, they wore them every day, they scratched them up, and then, at some point they sold them. But if you want your watch to look pristine and you want to be able to sell it again, then you have to be super careful.
Yeah. My height is just perfect. That my wrist is the exact same height as a door catch. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
I would.
Been there, done that too.
unfortunate.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
not cool. And yeah, it doesn't happen often. I'm pretty careful, but dude. Yeah.
Well, it's like anything else with these watches. You have to think that if something happens to it, you have to be able to fix it, right?
Yeah.
If you're buying a watch and you have to keep it in your safety deposit box and you can't even afford to scratch it, you should probably have bought like some shares in a mutual fund instead.
Right.
Yeah.
Wear a swatch. There's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
Cool watch.
Yeah, very. And if you're not a klutz in general, you should be pretty safe.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It'll still take somewhat of a beating, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But the gold itself will scratch.
Yeah.
Or if you knock it hard enough, dent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, doesn't Rolex, don't they treat their white gold so that it doesn't have to be replated after a while?
Yeah, I don't know. It might not be, because there's different ways of doing white gold. So a lot of newer white gold variants aren't really plated, so it's fine. Yeah, I mean, my wedding ring is white gold and it's scratched to hell, and
Mm-hmm.
it certainly doesn't need to be replated. So
Right.
there are variants that,
Have you ever tried Cape Cod cloth on it?
No, on the wedding band, it's okay if it's scratched.
I'm a fan of that stuff.
Yeah, geezer dented like Archie's 5296. That's right.
Yeah.
The Dentec Philippe, which he sold. He got repaired and then he sold it.
Oh, did he actually sell it?
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
he sold it to get the 6006.
but I mean, what you mean is they loaned it to him,
Right.
and they got it repaired. They loaned it to him again, and they found a buyer for it. So they asked him back. They asked him to give it back, and
Right.
then they loaned him another one.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay.
If you want to be technical, yes.
Yes. All the watches that he. It's hilarious. I stopped watching stuff from Archie a while ago, so I get a lot of these things like second or third hand, right? Like when the whole pinching links thing came up.
Mm-hmm.
I was on Horology Talk on Facebook, and I didn't know what everybody was talking about for the first 2 weeks until somebody PM'd me and explained it to me. But I stopped watching him maybe a year ago. So I think that's the last time that he did that infomercial where he pretends that he's that he's got that loan shark collecting from him, and that he has to sell everything. And that's when he got like a couple of Pateks, I think. So that's right around when I stopped watching it. But I remember a bunch of his viewers were like, "No, why did you like trade all these nice Rolexes for like a dented Calatrava?" And I was thinking, guys, like you just don't get it. The guy doesn't own it. He owns like the World Timer and the Reverso. That's it.
Right.
So what was next on the list? I think Thomas said
Yes.
Yeah, I put the
Thomas
Rolf Lang Canaletto in.
Yeah, the Canaletto Brown actually looks more readable than some of his other Canalettos.
That is a nice shade of brown.
Yeah, the dial's got a sunshiny polish and brown lacquer on it. It's a crocodile strap. It's 44 millimeters with a 48-hour power reserve. Steel and rose gold.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I mean the one that Bill Sanders was passing around that I got for a month, just similar to this, but just with a gray dial. And,
right.
Yeah, beautiful watch, amazing movement, but hard to read, man. Not a lot of contrast, and those hands are razor thin.
Yeah.
Right.
So you have silver hands on a gray dial watch with silver numerals and markings. It's
one.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Quite hard to read that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite an expensive watch as well. It came in at just over £14,000. This one.
Yeah, I remember everybody complaining about the readability, and all I kept thinking because everybody that reviewed it was saying the same thing, and all I kept thinking was, it's a German watch with thin hands. How come the hands aren't blued or purpled? That's what you'd expect from that type of watch.
Right. Yeah. And then that would clear up the legibility. But don't get me wrong. I mean, I loved wearing that. I wore it every day I had it. Very cool. But it's a big watch, 44 mil.
Yeah, that's a surprise.
Winding it was great every day.
Really?
Yeah. Good choice, Thomas.
Yeah, look like nice watches. I've heard Bill go on about them before.
Yeah. Well, he actually met Rolf in his workshop.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
At his workshop?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. He was in Dresden last year, I think. Yeah, last year.
All right.
So the next one brings us back down to Earth a bit. A bit more affordable, but a bit of a fad. Not everyone's choice in bronze watches.
The Bronzo.
Yeah. This is the original Tudor Black Bay bronze, 43 millimeters, so it's quite big, 70 hours power reserve. Tudor caliber, in-house Tudor caliber MT5601, which is a variation on Tudor's first ever in-house caliber introduced in 2016 for the North Flag. It's COSC certified, of course. This came in at £2,850, which was the retail. I really like this one. This was the Black Bay bronze that took my attention. It's now been replaced by a slate grey dial.
Mm.
I really like this brown dial one.
Yeah, I like the brand dial better.
Yeah.
I wonder if it would have been more popular if it was slightly smaller.
Yeah, I mean, I tried it on myself, and I thought the same. NS, I thought if they'd have made it a bit smaller, it would have been a bit of a winner. A bit more of a winner, anyway.
And this is the replacement?
Yes. Not. I mean, a bit more vanilla, but not as much character about it. I don't think.
No.
Right.
No.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't have as much character as the brand dial.
They never tried to make a bronze bracelet for it, did they?
No.
I think a bronze bracelet would be
Yeah.
a terrible idea.
Yeah, you'd have
Yeah.
you'd have a green wrist.
Yeah, you would.
That'd
I
be
mean, they had
disgusting.
to make the back out of aluminium, the case back.
Yeah, I figured they could do that with a bracelet, right? Maybe if they weren't solid links, if they were like kind of like the old style stamped links, right? They could maybe have the back be steel,
Mm-hmm.
but still, if the sweat goes when you're sweating, it would still go through the bracelet, and ugh,
Yeah.
you know.
I've always loved the crown on these. No guards, nice long lugs. That's
Yeah, I like
great.
them.
Yeah, great proportions.
And also the interchangeable straps, like the khaki pass-through strap, that you had on the picture previously there. And the leather strap is really nice as well. It's a very substantial, thick leather strap. It ages well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, not that one. Does this look like rubber that would have come with it?
No, that's a separate rubber strap that someone's bought. It comes with the pass-through. They don't call it a NATO strap because it's actually got pins in the strap. So you have to actually swap the pins as you swap the strap. But it comes with the leather and they call it a pass-through strap.
And is it this strap on the right that comes with it?
Yeah, they both come with it.
Okay.
But both those straps.
Yeah. So that looks very much like an Erica's Originals.
And Orange Hand, very good suggestion. I'm going to queue it up in the comments.
All right.
Oh, that is a good suggestion.
Yep.
Should we skip down to that one and then turn around?
Well, all of the ones that I posted are all chat suggestions. So
Okay.
maybe we should
Yeah.
go
Just
through
skip
them.
on to the next one I put in the chat, which is slightly related to this one, which
Yep.
is a vintage classic favourite of mine, and has been mentioned in the chat by Williams Watches.
Yep. Yeah, they're all, I think, everything except for your next one, Thomas, is all.
Now, this one was mentioned in the chat, which is a favourite of mine.
Yeah.
This is the vintage root beer.
Yep.
The 16753. Which I find lovely. I mean, the dial has got a lovely brown texture to it. You may not come out well in all the photos, but when you see it in person, it's gorgeous. It shimmers in the light.
You know, it's funny because I really don't like two-tone Rolexes. I really, really don't. But the root beer has always been the exception.
Yeah, same here.
Like even the Datejust, I'm not a big fan of. But I don't know. The old root beer is quirky, I find.
Yeah.
And the new one is beautifully done. Um, yeah, there's really cool watches.
They are. They are. I like the new one, but these old ones are really unique.
Yeah, me too. I like the new one, but like as you say, NS, I've never really been a fan of two-tone Rolexes, but this vintage root beer, especially, I love a lot more than the new root beer. It's got a
Yeah.
real place. I'd love to have one of these one day.
Especially on a Jubilee like that.
Absolutely, it belongs on the Jubilee.
Yeah. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, see you in a minute.
And
Actually,
these
same
are,
here. You guys carry on. I'll be right back.
And these are
Okay.
also, I put that in the chat as well. We'll take a look at it. Very good suggestion.
Yeah, it definitely belongs on the Jubilee, I believe. I mean, there's two in a local pawnbroker of mine in my town at the moment, and I keep staring at them, but they're both £9,000, and I just can't afford them. But every time I pass the pawnbrokers, I stare at them longingly. You know, just stand and stare for about 5 or 10 minutes, and even go in and try them on, and they look absolutely stunning. One's got a slightly scratched bezel, but
So have you tried them and see if?
yeah, I've tried one of them, the one with the scratched bezel, because it's got the better strap.
And how's the bracelet on it? Is it?
Yeah, I was going to say it's got the better bracelet. The one with the scratch bezel has got the better bracelet, but the one with the non-scratch bezel has got the lots of stretch in the bracelet. So it's unless they're willing to swap the bracelets, which I don't think they would be. But again,
Well,
I've got to find £9,000, so it's not going to happen.
Although on a piece like that, if you really like it and it's nice, that's a piece that is worth it going and sending the bracelet back to get.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but
that's the kind of watch that I would, if I was in the market for that, I would wait. I think the market, seeing Patrick Chip lower the price on his
Pepsi, yeah,
over and over again, and not finding takers. I think those watches are going to go down a little bit.
Rolex.
Yeah, but Giza and Williams are right. It belongs on the Jubilee. Definitely.
Like, I don't like a Pepsi on a Jubilee or a Coke, but this one I like on a Jubilee.
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that.
So, ready to go with the NS Something's next recommendation, Zippo, which is one of the audience's recommendations, I think.
Yeah, that was Geezer's.
Rolex.
Which is a great recommendation, this one. This is a Geezer. Brilliant recommendation. The dial on this one is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I doing?
The SBGR 311 by Grand Seiko.
Yeah, that entire series, right? The high beat ones, I don't think they've ever done truly bad dial for those.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Hey.
Welcome back, my friend.
Yeah, this one looks a lot like the Peacock high beat, right? Except that it's brown and. Oof.
I mean, the root beer we just looked at was affectionately known as the Clint Eastwood, wasn't it?
Really?
Yeah, because Clint Eastwood wore one.
Really?
Sometimes referred to as a tiger's eye because of its similarities to the stone tiger's eye.
That's very cool.
This is a nice Grand Seiko with the, I think the seconds hand matches it well, and the logo.
Yeah, very much
nice.
so.
Yeah, and it's got a lovely dotted pattern that splays outwards. If you can get another
Yeah.
picture of it, it's just,
Oh, they need okay.
there.
So
If you
might
get on that
do it.
picture there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you see how the dial it sort of splays out, it fans outwards. The pattern. It's got a great pattern on the dial.
Yeah. I should look for a video to see if there's any, if they show how they put that kind of detail into a dial. Because it's a mystery to me.
They're nice watches, no doubt.
Yeah, I like the high beat going at 36 vibrations per hour. Yeah, it's a great mechanism.
Yeah, given what they go for on this used too, they can be a really cool piece
And I
to pick up.
I think this piece was released to celebrate 20 years of the spring drive. It was an anniversary for 20 years of the spring drive. Although it's not a spring drive piece, it was released for an anniversary for 20 years of the spring drive.
Yeah, Geezer mentioned, I think it was an anniversary piece. I think 20th anniversary edition or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
But an anniversary for the spring drive without a spring drive.
Yeah, ironic, isn't it? Yeah. I'm sure they released. I'm sure they released a spring drive to go with the anniversary, but this will have been the high beat version.
Zippo, you're getting a subtle hint there, huh?
Yeah.
You need a Rolex, Zippo.
Yeah, she knows the Archie streams a little too well.
Now the next one on the list was a suggestion, I think, from Wisconsin
watch guy?
Yeah, I think so. Going back to check. Yes. This one.
Yeah, thanks everybody for putting in suggestions. This is
this is what it's all about.
Yep. Absolutely, yeah.
It is Sunday with the Punters.
Audience participation is what we need.
Mm-hmm.
The moon one, yeah.
Oh yeah!
Wow, look at that!
How cool is that?
Beautiful. I mean, that's got so much more definition than the normal.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, the hands. You can really see what's happening with those white hands against that dark dial. Gorgeous. And the strap that goes with it's great as well.
Yeah, and the sort of like dark, like, almost invisible lettering and indices and everything.
Yeah.
Really beautiful.
Not cluttered at all, is it really? It gives it a lot more breathing space on the dial, doesn't it? As you say, and that's where the Omega blacks out and the...
This is the 45th anniversary model.
Right.
That is very
lovely. Cool. Yeah.
WV David R, welcome.
Hey.
Hey, welcome WV David R. How you doing, my friend?
Good to have you.
Hello, sir.
We're doing brown dial watches today. Yeah, Wisconsin watch guy. It is a dressy speedy for sure.
It is a gold. This is all gold, I assume, hey? On the bezel, hands, indices.
I would think so.
Yeah, I would think so too.
It'll be their Sedna gold again, won't it? Be
Yeah.
Red gold.
Yeah, red gold,
Mm-hmm.
which is the same as like really rose gold.
Rose gold, yeah. Yeah, as impractical as it might be, like the dark side of the moon, that thing's just cool.
Yeah, it is. Excellent suggestion, Wisconsin Watch Guy. I know you're driving, but well done.
Yeah,
Good choice.
very.
Very unique.
I know I sure as hell can't text and drive.
Yeah, no, it's not recommended. I do it way too often, and I shouldn't.
I can't. Literally. Yeah, good choice. All right. Oh,
You want
1969 pieces.
Yeah, you want a unique Speedmaster. This
Yeah.
is one to consider.
That's gorgeous. Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
So what's the highest number they've made in a limited edition watch?
Oh,
Because 1969, that seems, reasonable as far as a limited edition goes.
I mean, mathematically, every edition is limited technically.
Yeah,
right,
true.
right.
So,
Yeah.
In
But
a
isn't-
long enough timeline.
yeah.
Isn't the 50th anniversary model? Isn't that like 6,969 pieces? So it's limited, but it's not really limited.
Yeah.
Well, and some of them are limited to like a yearly production, right? Like to
Mm-hmm.
X amount a year. So,
Mm.
yeah.
Okay.
You know and I feel bad because I love Omega, and they get called out on pumping out 900,000 special editions, limited editions, whatever kind of editions. But when they put their minds to it, sometimes they really hit it out of the park. And
Mhm.
this is one of those cases,
Yeah.
at least in my opinion, because that's outstanding.
And I don't see anything wrong with throwing in the variety that they do. They'll always have the professional.
Mhm.
So, mix it
Yeah,
up a little bit. Go
and-
for it.
In a way, I think people have been giving Omega a little bit too much flack for limited editions and things like that. I think
Yeah.
it's become sort of fashionable to
Bash
criticize
them. Mhm.
to criticize Omega for that, for doing something that really, in almost every other industry they do that, right? Like you
Mhm.
buy a car, aren't like cars technically every single model like a limited edition? It's not like they're going to make the Honda Civic exactly the same way forever.
Yeah.
Yes, do they use that as a sales tool? Yes, but it's like technically Rolex. Every time they come out with a revision, it's technically a limited edition.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It's
Yeah, it's become a bit of a running joke, hasn't it? It's a bit
Yeah.
unfair.
Well,
It
and if
is.
they were just to have the one Moonwatch professional, then it wouldn't necessarily turn them into a one-trick pony, but it kind of would too.
Mm. Hey guys, it's we've been on for an hour 45 minutes, and there's still in the private chat a lot of
Yeah,
All
let's
right,
move
so,
on to
so I guess we'll move on.
because
Little
they're almost all viewer suggestions. I'd hate that we don't get to them.
No.
Good idea, NS. Thanks for the push.
Put a little hustle into it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, come on.
And Geezer did ask us before we end the stream if we can say which one is our favorite brown dial. And
Okay,
So
cool.
this one was a was quickly skip over this one. This is a little Danish brand that I came across, which do Swiss watches.
Mhm.
Small brand called Linda Verdelin.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 3-timer that they do. It tells the time in 3 time zones. So inspired by mountain climbing and diving, the brand, and it's a 44mm 42-hour power reserve, 300-meter water resistant. Uses an ETA 2893 GMT function movement, and they only do 33 pieces at a time. But I've had a similar dial to the Grand Seiko that we looked at, with these sort of concentric pattern going around,
Mm-hmm.
which I quite liked.
Yeah, they make really cool little sports watches, actually. And I don't know if they still make them, but they used to make little modules that you could clip on to their
Yes.
watches.
Yeah, they do.
So, no, they're great suggestion. Relatively reasonably priced, too. Really cool
Mhm.
watches.
Yeah, £5,500 these.
Hmm.
That's very cool. Never heard of these at all. Good suggestion. Very nice.
Yeah. The next one on the list was a suggestion from Orange Hand, I think. One that I can't imagine why I didn't think of it, because it's a really cool brown dial watch.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
Love that Breguet.
Mm.
And didn't they do what the submission they did for the only watch? Wasn't that a brown dial
Yep.
It was,
Type 20?
yes.
Yeah, Geezer
it was.
actually suggested that, and I have it in the comments. It's actually the last one. Yep, but they did. And you know, I find them very underrated watches. And I remember, I don't know if it was on this stream or somebody else's stream, where I think it was somebody else's stream when maybe Rich Buddy, when they were discussing the who's the company that just came out with a Type 20 like reissue?
Longines?
No, the shopping mall
Z-
watch.
Zenith?
No,
Breitling?
the big,
Breitling?
the big eye.
Breitling. Yeah, Breitling.
Oh, the
And
Breitling.
Yeah, and I remember commenting that everybody was like, "Oh yeah, you're not going to be able to get a discount. It's limited edition." And when you really looked at the price, the Breitling, if you look at used watches in great conditions, it's the price of a Type 21 or 22, and I'd much rather have this
Yes,
than
agreed.
a Breitling.
Agreed.
Oh, split seconds. Yeah. This is a brand I know nothing about as well. Another
Again,
one.
it's got those beautiful syringe hands.
Mm.
Like at Breguet, they've been around forever.
Yep.
They're originally French, and now they're Swiss, but they were dormant for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's a good question, WV David. I think they're definitely luxury. I think Breitling, look, realistically, we sometimes have a very warped view of things because it's a hobby for a lot of us. But I think realistically, if you would ask anybody that's not crazy into watches, they'd tell you that any watch over like $700 is luxury. So.
Yeah.
All right, and we got.
Yeah, and the next one that we have, that was a suggestion from Geezer. The Gégé Lecoultre submission for Only Watch last year. And
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. So you might remember I think it was at SIHH 2019. JLC came out with a few models of their normal master control but with hand guilloche dials and guilloche and enamel, right? And those were like I think the ultra thin moon was like $35,000 or $25,000, something
Wow.
crazy. But it's because the dials are actually made of enamel, and the guilloche pattern is all made by hand, right? So it's actually very, very labor intensive. And they even have, I think they might have a minute repeater like that now.
Mm-hmm.
But it was blue enamel. And then for the only watch, they came out with their perpetual calendar version of the enamel, but in brown. So.
Another, like, how you got to wonder how they, like, is it a relief that they're pouring enamel into? And
if you go on their website, there was actually, when they came out with the blue one, they actually had they have a video of a guy doing the enameling and like with a little blade thingy, like doing it. It's really, really cool the way they
Wow. That's amazing.
yeah,
do it.
good choice on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Very good choice.
And you know what's really cool about this one and the blue enamel? It's that these are pieces that are really, really high end, and most people, they'll never be able to buy this, but they make this one with the standard dial, and it's actually relatively affordable. So
That's what's great about JLC.
yep. And the next one is from Blue Shirt.
Yeah, I was just poking around and came across this one because I know we've talked about this brand before.
Yeah, it's actually interesting.
Okay, what have I done?
Oh yeah, and Thomas is. Yeah, Geezer, I'd agree with you. Another way that I like to describe JLC is like the Volkswagen Group, right? They've got stuff like from the high-end crazy Bugatti or Lamborghini all the way down to like, a nice Jetta or Golf. So, but your Mercedes analogy is probably better. Yeah, it's a nice case shape.
Yeah, so Super Seawolf 68. This was a limited edition. Brown dial. It's just it's funky.
Yeah, nice.
As the STP 1-11 movement, which is the Fossil Group's clone of the ETA 2824.
Right.
Just a cool diver.
Yeah,
I like that brown bezel, it's got. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't the bezel eye-catching?
Yeah.
It's not going to break the bank.
No, absolutely not. Obtainable.
Good choice.
And it doesn't look like anything else.
No. It's got some hidden little detail in there, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
So it's got C3 Superluminova. What else? It's a 44 millimeter case, 50 lug to lug. It's 17 millimeters high, so it's a big boy. but definitely interesting looking diver.
And yes, WV, David R., they were, I don't know if they still are, but they have been a fossil brand at some point.
Are they now a fossil brand?
I'm trying to figure out. They were acquired, well, the rights to the name were acquired by Fossil in 2001. Yeah, no, they still are.
Still are. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Right on.
So there you go. You want to move on to the next one?
The next one, that's a geezer suggestion.
Okay.
And a geezer that you asked before if people can say what their favorites are. That I don't know if that's my favorite brown dial or if the platinum Havana Chronomètre Souverain is, but it would definitely be one of those two.
Mm-hmm.
Although this one is, it's nice, but it's totally unattainable and crazy price. So that's the Holland and Holland edition.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I remember this one. Good
Yeah.
good suggestion, Geezer.
Mhm. And that's the one where the dial is made out of the steel from
From the barrel of the
yep, from the
shotgun,
barrel.
right?
Mhm.
Very cool.
Made from the barrel of a shotgun?
Yeah,
Yep.
Holland and Holland shotgun. They are a very premium brand of shotgun.
Mhm.
Okay. Is that why it looks...
I think Giza actually went to the launch of this, to the Holland and Holland shop in London. When they were releasing or to some sort of publicity launch for this. He went to the Holland and Holland shop where John had the watch there. If that's correct, is it, Giza?
And Carlos says that he's had horrible experiences with those fossil movements.
Yeah, well, he got a Zodiac and and he had trouble with the movement right away. So
Mhm. Yeah, I mean this is an amazing Jaune. The strap is great. The dial is great. The case, everything. It's, I
Is
guess
it
that's great. Yep. Go ahead.
is this Damascus? This dial?
No, it's whatever steel they used in their shotgun barrels. So I'm not sure.
I'll have to look into that.
now, is this is a slightly different shade of brown from the Octaloon we saw before?
Yeah,
it's very different actually. I think.
It's very different. Okay,
Yeah.
it's hard to tell on my monitor.
Yeah, this one is a lot more like a reddish brown or darker, where the other one is really closer to a tan brown.
This has actually got grains in it, hasn't it? You can see the grain of the metal sort of thing.
Yep.
Can't you?
Yeah.
Where the you can sort of see lines in the metal.
And Orange Hand, I think we looked at that Grand Seiko. I think. No, let me double check.
Yeah, we did the 311.
Yep. Yeah, it's a beautiful dial.
So Holland and Holland, that's the name of the shotgun?
Yeah, that's the name of the shotgun manufacturer in London. The Holland and Holland brand.
Didn't they also have a Range Rover special edition?
I believe so.
I think so. That came with it might have come with a pair of shotguns or something, but yeah, they did They did, and it came with like when you opened up the trunk, there was like a bar in the trunk, and I remember when Top Gear did a review on it, they said, yeah, because that's what you really want. It's like a car, a bar, right? A car, lots of booze, and shotguns.
And shotguns. Yes.
Yes.
The perfect
Altogether.
combination.
Yes. Yeah.
Sounds like a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Wonder if those are the kind of shotguns they have in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
It could be.
Well, they may well have been.
Yeah.
So another Speedmaster.
Yeah, the next one is I'm sorry, people in the chat. I forget who mentioned the Japanese only. It might have been Orange Hand that mentioned this one. I think so.
Wow,
Oh.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So this was a Japanese market only anniversary edition. So with a brown dial.
I think
Wow.
the Speedmaster must have featured in every colour we've done so far, hasn't it?
Mhm.
It
And
just shows you how many there are.
yeah,
Yeah,
and you know what?
exactly.
A lot of people give, like we were just saying, give Omega a lot of grief about special editions, but they've been some of the really nice dial colors
Yeah.
every time
Yeah.
we've mentioned it. So,
Yeah.
they make nice watches.
And I'm wearing my Speedy as we speak, so it's great that
There you
we're
go.
looking at all these Speedies today.
Yeah.
And a 42-inch Japanese market watch. That's a little bit unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, 42 millimeter. Yeah, although I think it's the classic Speedmaster case, right?
Mhm.
So
There are a few.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. A few of the Japanese Speedmasters tend to be smaller.
yeah, they were, but I think when you make a like an anniversary Man on the Moon.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, even
Yeah.
the Ultraman, which was big in Japan, that's the standard 42. But if you ever look to buy a Speedy reduced, a lot of them come from Japan because it was big there.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting my info from.
Plus, look, it is at the end of the day the lazy way to do special the lazy and I shouldn't say lazy. I'll say the most financially viable and efficient way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You take the existing watch and you just change the dial and put a sapphire case back. In the case of this one.
So I'm assuming this is the 1863 movement.
Yeah, when you if you scroll down, I think it might even be written on it, right? On the you always write it on the bridge, or maybe not this one. Oh, it looks like it though. That looks like one of the.
Yeah, which is the 1861, and they took that plastic part that they have in the 1861. They took it out, so you wouldn't see plastic through the case back.
And then the next one is the other only watch from 2019.
This is the Breguet.
Yep, the Breguet.
Now I would say out of the Omega that we looked at earlier on with the with the faded out Omega emblem on the top, which was going to be my favorite. I think this has to be my favorite. The only watch Breguet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to get my vote as well.
Yeah, it's just stunning. Absolutely amazing. Beautiful.
That's kind of what Breitling tried to do,
Right.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Except that it's,
that's really what that is exactly what
Yeah.
they tried to do.
except that it's the real thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't like how people, certain people take a dump on the Type 20 that, it's the poor man's brigade. It's not really a brigade.
Yeah, but that's gatekeeping, right? That's
Yeah.
people that take look at something that somebody enjoys, and they have to crap all over it,
Yeah.
right? The guy buy, and part of the reason is because a lot of those people do the same thing when they buy something, right?
Mhm.
They buy, like, a lot of people will buy the cheapest Datejust they can find because they can't get what they wanted, right? So they just
Mhm.
assume that everybody else does the same thing. The Type 20, even the normal, most basic Type 20, is a really nice watch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't particularly like it on the bracelet, though. That's
No.
the only.
I agree. It has to be on the strap.
Yeah, but otherwise, it's a perfectly nice watch. Buying used, one of the problems is that a lot of them have bezels that are really scratched up.
Yes, agreed.
So you have to be careful about that.
Yeah.
But it's a really nice watch.
Yeah.
And I think now is going to be the time to buy them. We talked about this a few streams ago. I think you're seeing in those kinds of watches, you're seeing more inventory out there. There's
Mhm.
more choice.
Yep.
And also, don't be afraid of the Type 21, Type 22. Those are also beautiful watches.
They are.
Yeah, it's not exactly the original military one, but unless you're buying the original, and that's also the other thing about the Brigade Type 20. A lot of people then, if they admit that they like the Type 20, then the next thing they'll do is, but I only like the vintage ones, right?
Mhm.
The new ones are like, blah. But those are the same people that buy a brand new sub.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of value in the Type 20, and if that's what you like, get one, because there's still a lot of value in the watches. You can still get them cheap.
Absolutely. You can get them now $4 or $5 grand, sometimes even under $4 grand. Yes, if I have my druthers, I'd rather get a Breguet Classique dress watch, but I would love to have one of these.
Yeah.
Just a plain old Type 20 on a leather band. It's an iconic chronograph.
If only they made more than one.
Oh, this one, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
This is just a stunner. It's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah, and that was what was really interesting about that stream, when everybody was fawning over the Breitling, right? When to me, there's the original is perfectly good and it's available, right? The Brigade. Why are you going to spend like 7, 8? How much is the Breitling?
It's 8.
8. I mean, spending 8 on that Breitling is crazy when you can get
Agreed.
The Brigade. But that's just my opinion. If you like the Breitling, you like the Breitling. It's a great watch, but yeah. And the next one is a suggestion from Thomas.
Nice.
And Thomas, you chose a watch that you can get at crazy discounts. For some reason, they're not particularly loved.
Yeah, I mean, the retail for this is $9,300, but I've seen them for $7,400 new.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Jacques Droz Grand Second Quantium 43. It's a 43 millimeters, 68 hour power reserve. Jacques Droz caliber. Well, I won't go on about the caliber because it's too long, but it's sub-seconds also houses a pointer date wheel, which I thought was quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They have
The
they have a lot of variations on those dials, different colors, and then they have some enamel dials that are very beautiful too. Um, Only thing about that watch is you would really have to try it on because different variations of the dial come in different sizes. So you
Mhm.
said this one's a 43. That's a
yeah,
bit big.
Yes.
yeah,
You have some variations. I don't think it's the enamel dial, but there's one dial variation that comes more in the like 40-ish or 41 millimeter size, which is more manageable. Um,
right,
but the movement itself, if you look at it, it's classic. Like if you look at the picture, you see it right away from those bridges. I
Mhm.
don't know if you guys noticed, but if you look at the balance bridge and then the two bridges on top, it's super classic. It's an FP gay type of
right.
movement,
Mhm.
right? It's you see it with those three little bridges, one on top of each other. It's a classic way of identifying that. But it's a great movement, very similar to what you have in the Blancpain and other watches. But again, be careful about the size, but you get really great deals on those watches.
Yeah.
I just like that Cote de Genève linear dial pattern finish it's
Yeah.
got. This lovely sort of stripe pattern.
I've seen the blue one in person, and
Mhm.
it looks really good.
Yeah. Yeah. They were at Watch Time the last 2 years, and not a lot of people went over to them.
Really?
Yeah, I tried a couple of the pieces on. They were like fawning all over me. So happy that I was showing you some interest in them. They're nice watches, and you can find some good deals. You're absolutely right, NS, on them.
I think it's a great idea to have pointer date on a secondhand dial.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was a really interesting feature. I thought it was
And
great.
then it's nice and big.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what
Yeah,
I
you
like,
can-
because usually when it's on a pointer date's on a sub-second, it's so small that it's hard to read. But this is nice.
And they make some where the big second is offset to
Mhm.
one side or another,
Correct.
and those look really, really cool too.
Yeah.
It's a good choice. I like that. All right.
Yeah, William. There's no getting around it. 43. It's a big watch.
Yep.
So is that it?
The next one was a couple more. The
Yeah.
next one was a fantasy piece. One that we're never going to afford, but we can look at. It's a Grubel Fosse Tourbillon 24 Seconds Vision Brown Chocolate. Amazing piece at $345,000.
That's
72
actually
hour
one
power
of,
reserve and
Mhm.
platinum. It's the watch model initially won the highest prize at the GPHG in 2015 when it was in white gold. And Grubel Fosse produced this model with black, blue, and chocolate dials in 2017 after requests following the salmon dial in platinum's popularity.
yeah, that's actually one of their more plain looking watches. It's actually very, very nice.
Not too over the top considering the price.
Well, and considering the brand, right? Because I think that's one of the things that some people don't like about Grubel Forces. A lot of their watches are crazy over the top, although they have a few models, including this one, that are actually more subdued, right? Yeah. And I would agree with you, Geezer. I find the bubble ones, I find that it's a little bit over the top. And Blue Shirt is backstage.
Oh,
They
Blue
might be
Shirt's
disconnected.
backstage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry about that, guys. I clicked the wrong tab again and knocked myself off.
Oh,
Yeah,
log in.
yeah.
Yeah.
been there.
I've done that before. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah, this one is very nice. The Grubel 4C.
The next one, I couldn't do the show without you being flipping Zippo and being the man that smokes cigarettes on the couch all day. I couldn't do a show without putting this one in for you. So it was just a novelty watch more than anything. It's the Alia and Son. Sorry, Alia, Son of Earth Black Tobacco, which is a crazy one. Oh, maybe if you type in watch.
it's because it's RT. It's with a T, not an L.
Oh, sorry,
Here,
Artia.
I just put a link in the chat. If you just want to use the link.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so this is an exclusive. It's a dial is decorated with real tobacco leaves.
Mm.
I mean, that. How well is that going to age, though?
Right.
You know,
About as
Like-
well as me.
like
So-
instead of going tropical and going brown, I think these are going to turn white and green, right? I mean, anybody who's ever kept cigars for a long time, those are.
So when you want to give up smoking, Zippo, you can buy this watch and stare at the tobacco leaf, and it'll remind you of your smoking days.
I'm sure I'd end up breaking it open.
I mean, they're not cheap watches. I'm looking at them on the site.
They're not, no.
I mean, they
It's,
range from
7,000 Swiss francs, I think.
Oh.
They were.
yeah.
Oh, really?
The engraved one goes all the way up to 35,000.
Oh, wow.
Francs.
Yeah, ridiculous.
No kidding.
Yeah. I mean, there's some at 6, some at 11, 14, 17. They're not cheap. So,
Oh, jeez.
what kind of movement's in there anyway?
Yeah, good question.
It says it's a exclusive Iron Cosk certified high-end movement. Doesn't say much more than that.
Yeah.
They're not giving much away.
They say A01, A82. I don't know, guys. I think that's
It's a very expensive novelty.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, geezer. It's
Yeah,
like, yeah,
geezers.
yeah, break the glass in case of emergency.
That's awesome. Are they all? What do you call the in your revolver? The barrel? Not the barrel. I don't know. Whatever this is.
Cylinder.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That one. That's kind of interesting.
You see, Flippin as the traditional Canadian level of knowledge of guns.
Yeah. I've had rifles. I've had shotguns. Never had a handgun.
Yeah.
Never even held one. Well, excellent. Let's see what else we got. Oh.
Oh, there's a nice set of brown dial watches. Oh,
Very nice.
Thomas has one last one. I guess
Check out the last one here. Yeah.
we can
Okay.
end on a.
Just a bit of sunburst gives a bit of a sunshiny feeling to end off
Nice. And a Pam to
Yep.
boot.
Mhm.
Nice.
That's a good one, Thomas. I
Yes.
think we talked how we saw which brand did we see like for each color we were talking about. But I feel like also Panerai we found for each dial color we found a really nice one.
with. Yeah. Again, found a Panerai for each color. They put on a 12-sided bezel engraved with the proclamation of its patented design, which is the brevetato in the past, and they put it on this watch. It's got plexiglass without running seconds like the military pieces. And this is a nod to the military ones.
Geezer,
So-
yeah, Geezer has another suggestion too. We can-
Okay.
So a 47mm one, this one.
47?
Yeah, it's a big watch. Chunky monkey.
A big boy. With the unguarded crown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Radimir without the crown guard, but still a big piece to carry off.
Those are big. Really. Oof.
Yeah, especially with the wire lugs. That's going to cover a lot of real estate on your wrist.
Yeah, it is. You're right, blue shirt.
Yeah, I know they wanna go. They have an aesthetic that works for them and that they really go after, and they want to maintain. But to me, like this in a 42,
I was just going to say that, NS. Why not do this in a 42 millimeter?
yeah, that would
Yeah,
sell.
absolutely. It's just one of those Panerai things. They tend to go with big watches for their limited editions. It's just with their history of doing big watches for the divers, they tend to go with it. It's unfortunate, really.
Well,
Yeah.
They would
look how
sell a lot more if they were smaller. You're right, blue shirt.
look how the dial blends in with the table behind it. Look how it matches. That is wild.
I have to think that as much as they're, and I think those companies would never survive outside of a group like Richemont, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how they get their in-house movements. That's how they get their funding. They're successful because of that. But sometimes maybe being part of a big group
Mm-hmm.
also means that if you do something well, like big watches, maybe you keep doing that so you're not competing against other sister brands.
Right.
So
Makes sense.
if they were independent, maybe they would have a lot of 42 and heck, this with the wire lugs at 38 or 39 would be a cool watch to have.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we end with Geezer's suggestion.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sounds
Sounds
good.
good.
We're working on 2 hours and 20 minutes. So
Yep.
Yeah.
And we've talked about these watches in the past. Beautiful, furry blue, beautiful watch, and it's a really cool collaboration, I guess.
Mhm.
We would call it. Really interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
They have a blue one as well, and the one they call the cold brown. This is like cold gold, but it's brown, and then they have the other one with the green type of leather, I guess.
so this is gold.
Well, they say cold gold. That's just a color, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
if it's
probably-
actually,
They're a name for the color scheme, isn't it? And
Mhm. Nice watch with a leather dial.
Yeah. Like not saying I'd buy one, but I do really like this. It's got a real rock and roll aesthetic to it that I like. That's cool.
So, what are your favorite watches in the chat? What of the watches we've seen so far? What are your favorites in the chat? Can you
Yeah.
put them in the chat.
Yeah, like I said, me, it would be one of the Jolton that we saw today.
Carlos likes the FB John Havana. That's a
Yeah.
good choice, Carlos.
It is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice one.
I think that that Colomate Souverain, simple, but either platinum or rose gold. It's nice. WV David R says the VC.
Yeah.
Brigade. Well,
Yeah.
Brigade only watch. Yeah.
Reggae. Bought
Oh,
these.
Williams likes the GS and the root beer.
Yeah.
Nice.
The first Speedmaster that we looked at, that I really like that one.
Mm-hmm. Geezer says the Holland in Holland or the Breguet only watch.
Yeah.
And until we got to the Breguet only watch, I was going to go with the Vacheron Constantin 56. I like that brown dial a
Oh
lot.
yeah, it's a great one. Yeah, definitely.
Well, every one of us and everybody in the chat does expensive taste.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Right
I think
on.
that Breguet tops it for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna go for that Omega that I can't remember who brought it up, but the Omega with the gold hands with the white contrast on the loom against the brown dial, where you couldn't see the writing, the Omega writing. I think where that was all browned out.
Yeah, that was Wisconsin watch guy.
Yeah.
Great suggestion, Wisconsin. Yeah.
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 Brilliant.
I think that's my favorite.
That was a lovely watch.
They're all nice, and I have to say, even just the Type 21, not the only watch.
Right.
Even just this, given that it's probably an attainable watch, I think even that one is very very nice. Heck, I might be tempted one day by one of those. But
Why not?
and you're right, Geezer. Doesn't cost anything to dream.
Exactly.
And just answered WV David R. I think everybody kind of liked the VC. I think the 56 is the 56 and the Breguet Type 22. I think those are two that are very nice and more realistically attainable, at least for me. So definitely the VC as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the VC a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a single dog in the bunch.
No.
No,
They all had their
all interesting
quality.
pieces.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I think we're at
All right.
2.5 hours.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Excellent job, everybody. Thank you all for coming and especially thank you all for participating, because that's what this show is all about.
Absolutely.
It's about everybody participating.
Yeah. Thanks everyone in the chat.
We need you all for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, great to have you all.
Yep. Take care,
Thanks
everyone.
a lot, everybody.
Yes,
Have a
take
great
care,
rest of your
guys.
Sunday, and take care.
You too.
Yeah,
Take it easy,
take care.
guys.
Yeah.
See you
Take
next
care.
time.